ready? Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine.
First of all, I want to briefly talk about the film without giving away any spoilers, because the movie largely consists of them. We have all noticed for some time that there has been a visible decline in the quality of movies and TV shows in the Marvel Cinematic Universe following Avengers Endgame. For this reason, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie has created a huge expectation, especially among Marvel fans. With Disney acquiring the distribution rights to Deadpool, everyone was wondering, will we see the Deadpool we know? A character who is sufficiently bloody and irreverent? The answer is definitely yes. In fact, this third installment in the series is even crazier and more irreverent than the others. As you might expect, there are many cameos in the film. We saw some familiar faces returning in the trailers, and with Disney involved in the project, the possibilities for this Deadpool movie became almost limitless. I was curious about what kind of film would come out with such high expectations and opportunities. So, how was the movie? My expectations were quite high because they were bringing Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, and they had a character like Deadpool, plus a limitless universe and budget at their disposal. The film's budget is $200 million, with an additional $100 million allocated for promotion. This means the studio needs the film to make at least 400 million to be profitable, which should be a piece of cake for Deadpool. The first film in the series was made for only 58 million and, in my opinion, still holds its place as the best film in the series. From this last sentence, you can understand that Deadpool and Wolverine did not meet my expectations. There are quite a lot of cameos in the film, and yes, it is definitely entertaining. However, instead of a good script, plot, or character development, we watch a film driven by cameo scenes. We know that the Logan we are watching is not the Wolverine we know. We are watching a variant of him, and the other character is already Deadpool, so it's understandable not to expect character development. However, the movie is 2 hours long, and despite that, some scenes and jokes seem unnecessarily extended. Despite the high budget, the limited number of locations used, and the occasionally noticeable visual effects give the impression that a large portion of the film's budget was spent on cameos. In conclusion, without spoilers, I can say this: Deadpool and Wolverine is a perfect example of the inability to utilize potential, a problem we frequently see in Disney's post Endgame movies. Like the movies Spider Man, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it is a film that gives the audience what they want but doesn't go beyond that. It was great to see Hugh Jackman as Logan again. The man was made for this role. Deadpool was as we know him, but in this film, he was given a motivation that I think the audience wouldn't really care about. Still, it's a film worth watching in the cinema, one that can entertain you, but it doesn't even come close to meeting expectations. Deadpool's motivation in this film is clearly seen in the trailers. The source of Deadpool's actions is the supporting characters, most of whom we saw in the second film. The events in the movie occur because Deadpool wants to save his friends. Yes, it is a noble act, but because of Deadpool's character and the fact that they didn't show how he developed a close bond with these characters in the previous films, you can't quite feel this closeness. The events develop around this motivation, and we listen to Deadpool's dramatic speeches about saving his friends, long and from his own mouth. Another motivation for Deadpool is to do something useful, to be a hero, even an Avenger. Our character, who was once not accepted into the X-Men, learns in this film that he cannot be an Avenger. So we are watching a Deadpool trying to become a hero, and I wish this had been the main motivation of the character, and that, as the film progressed, he realized this was not his style and fought against the Avengers variants. But instead, we watch a Deadpool who is forcibly made sympathetic, and dramatically tries to save his close friends. Yes, as I mentioned at the beginning, despite Disney's involvement, it is bloodier and crazier than the first two films, but in a way, it is also a complete Disney movie. Deadpool in the comics is not such a sympathetic character. He is more of a character who does what he wants, doesn't recognize limits, and even pushes the limits of readers at times. In the film, we watch fights filled with lots of blood and violence, but these seem to be added just to entertain the audience. There are many fourth wall breaking scenes, like when Deadpool says, "Let's give the audience what they want," in the scene where Wolverine and Sabretooth confront each other. So it feels like the characters and cameos were chosen for fight scenes, and the script was shaped around them. Yes, we don't need a classic script or hero story for a character like Deadpool, but ultimately, we are watching a movie, and with so many opportunities, the film leaves the feeling as if I read a bad Deadpool comic book. Nevertheless, in the end, our character performs the heroism he wanted so much, and somehow manages to survive that explosion. Of course, there were good things in the film as well. Overall, it's an enjoyable film for the audience. After all, 10 years ago, we couldn't have imagined that such a production would be possible. Aside from Wolverine, another aspect I liked was the inclusion of the TVA agents from the Loki series. Matthew McFadyen from the series Succession plays a TVA agent named Mr. Paradox, who is involved in secret dealings. Through this character, there are references to the failure of the multiverse concept from Marvel and Disney. When our main villain, Cassandra Nova, enters Mr. Paradox's mind, she comments on how complex it is, which is a nod to how complicated the Marvel Cinematic Universe has become with the multiverse events. We stepped into the multiverse with the Endgame film, and it's hard to deny the decline in quality of films and series that followed. But I'm not sure if this is really due to the multiverse concept created or due to poor management, bad scripts, and other wrong decisions. We have learned that Marvel is not happy with this situation either. Deadpool and Wolverine is also a tribute to the old Marvel films made by Fox. It was nice to see Blade and Human Torch. In addition, seeing some villains from the old X-Men movies, Elektra, and perhaps most intriguingly, Channing Tatum's Gambit character was exciting. As you know, Fox had previously planned a Gambit film, and Channing Tatum was supposed to star in it, but this project was cancelled, so it was a pleasant surprise to see Tatum as Gambit. However, I must say that Channing Tatum's performance as Gambit was quite poor. His appearance and the character's accent were a bit funny, but it was still nice to see him. In conclusion, after this tribute to the old characters and films, they officially announced the closing of the Fox chapter with behind the scenes footage of the old Fox Marvel productions at the end of the film. Now, we are going to be waiting for new X-Men movies with new characters and actors. The X-Men topic excites me because I hope that characters like Cyclops, Angel, Gambit, and Rogue, who have been greatly underrated in previous films, will be better developed in the new ones. With the release of X-Men 97, I hope Marvel has seen how great films can be made with these mutants and gives this potential-filled mutant universe the recognition it deserves. I hope Deadpool and Wolverine will be the beginning of a new and better era for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which has been going downhill.
People have waited decades for this fight. It's not gonna be easy. Baby knife, you shoot the double, you take him down. Side control, then full mount, and you ground and pound till he makes no sound because he's dead.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Okay, good luck. I'm a huge fan.